This is your friend, your buddy, your boy, DJ7 for Life, coming at you with more breaking news. Um, Now, if you haven't heard over the um, last couple of days, um, escalate tensions have been rising between the United States and Russia. Um, we're at a point right now where Russia claims that they have no plans to attack Ukraine, but they continue to build their army up at the borders. Um, Not only that, but sailing cruise ships into the ocean close to Ukraine. And it has always been the hopes and the wishes that Russia has had always to reunite the Soviet Union. And possibly this is what is going on, this is what is happening. I don't know. But when we start getting to the situation to where we're ready to put sanctions upon Vladimir Putin and to try to get him to back away from Ukraine. Now, I understand where a lot of people stand, that they don't believe the United States should get involved, but United States and Ukraine are good. Uh, they have a good friendship. They have a good trade together. Um, and you got to look at it this way: if Russia was to take over Ukraine, um, well, what would happen is that not only would Russia be able to reunite the Soviet Union and become even a bigger country than what they are, uh, I think that, I don't want to see a war, but it's not like that Ukraine is just a small country. It's a pretty good sized place. Um, if we do send soldiers over there to help, in case there is an invasion, something to help protect um, our places that we have in these different countries. Um, that's what we may have to do. We may have to put pressure upon Vladimir Putin to try to maybe get him to back away from the border, so there would not be any existing threats to Ukraine. But again, this opens up the door. Um, Man, I mean, it opens up the door hugely um, for so many things that can happen. Um, I don't want to, like I said, I don't, you get into a war and just say we in Ukraine, and then, the Russia, we all get involved. China has a very good relationship with Russia. Our relationship with China has been destroyed over the last or past 4 to 5 years. Uh, And with that being said, if China was then to join in to help um, Russia, well, then you even have a bigger problem. And then you have North Korea, who would even maybe would want to get involved because of their allies being China and Russia. Now we have South Korea. Um, whether they would help us, I you know I wouldn't know. Um, even before um, South Korea, our ties with the British have been so torn apart over the last 4 years, um, 4 to 5 years. I don't know if we can even get them to fight along with us. I think Israel. Um, but the thing about it is, we have other countries that is threatening them as well. So um, Israel to be helping us may be an issue in this situation. But again, this is a thing, this is a pressure point that we are getting to. Uh, and when we start to send soldiers over there, that is really going to stir this pot up. And but only thing we can do is hope and pray that Russia will get away from the border of Ukraine. And again, they say they have no plans um, of attacking Ukraine, invading Ukraine, but they continue to grow their forces at the border and even in the ocean as well. So, again, what does all of this mean? You know, like I said, the only thing that we could do is hope and pray that somehow, some way, that we don't have a World War III, something that can just put destruction, confusion, economic destruction, economic problems all the way around, where banks would be shutting down. Um, these are all the kind of complications that we would be thinking about and going through if this kind of thing should happen. And again, I don't know exactly what the motivations are behind Russia's actions. It just, the actions that Russia has displayed has not shown to me or to anybody else or even to the United States and other countries or even Ukraine itself. It just does not look like, they say they're not going to invade, they're not going to attack, but yet, again, here we are. We are in a situation that we have to be very careful and very delicate, but again, we must show Russia that we also do mean business and that we need to take care um, and try to de escalate the situation before it really gets higher and higher to a point to where there's no point of no return, that, it's going to be war no matter what. Me, myself, as I said many, many times, um, our relationships with countries around us has dissolved so much over the past 4 and 5 years, and years before that. It has, um, places that have become dictatorships. Um, you see, this country has did so many things over the past years, that it's a lot of people looks at our country as being under a dictatorship, so to speak. Um, our rights, um, so many things, um, that we have said or we have talked about just continue to escalate. And when I start hearing the news of maybe sending soldiers over there, um, that lets me know that the United States means business. And the United States, they do. They truly, truly do. I do believe need to step in and help out Ukraine. I think that we have sat back too long, uh, and let other countries become, making other countries believe that we are weak. It is time. And again, I'm not calling for war. I'm not saying we should go to war. But I think that we do need to show that our country is still a powerful nation, and we will defend not just our country, but we will help our allies. Because if we need help, I believe our allies will help us as long as we have agreements together and continue to do what we need to do to, be better, in the days to come. But again, I hope that everything, um, dis- just starts to, the pressure starts to come down. We've got to hope that Russia will get off the border of Ukraine, and, um, that is what we can hope for, and is what is best for this, not just this nation, but of Ukraine and others around. And again, um, I think that the United States is trying to show their stance on what we will do if we have to. We will show and use force as well. But again, I don't want to see this happen no more than anybody else does. This country has been through so much. Countries around the world have been through so much through this pandemic, through all the things that has been going on anyway. We need we need to show that this country is still strong. I believe we have a weak president. I believe we have a weak vice president. I believe that we needed somebody in there to that would have the courage to make the moves and to make the things to happen that needs to happen, um, to be able to lead this country into being a stronger country. Many a times uh, I've seen the signs that are taking around about making America great again. America has always been great. How can we make something great again that is already great? We just need to make it better. We need to stop letting these government officials um, dictate our life. We need to put a stop um, where the president or anybody else could just stand up and say, well, this is going to happen, an executive order. This stuff needs to stop. This country is about freedom of speech, it's about freedom to bear arms, it's about freedom to live our lives to the fullest. And we cannot do that as long as we have dictatorship within the walls of our country. So, to me, and again, I want to be very, very, uh, I don't know the words to say, but I want to be very, very clear. I am not trying to um, say anything bad about uh, whether it's the president or anybody else. But what I am saying is this, is that we need leadership that knows what they are doing. And I just don't believe we have the ones in there that we need. Now, there's so many people that um, has loved Trump as he was president. Um, I am a Republican. I am uh, proud to be a Republican, but there are a lot of Republicans that are in the Senate and the House that just make me ashamed of a lot of the Republicans that are in the House and the Senate. There are so many of them, like Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz. I believe we need Republicans in there that have morals, that really believe in doing the right thing. People like Mitch McConnell, they need to be taken out of the Senate. Um, and again, we need leadership from the Republicans to do the right thing. Now, do I agree with what happened on January the 6th? No, I don't. I think things could have been handled a lot better, a lot differently. But things happened that day that we have to move on. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be people that pay for the things that happen, but this is a time that we need leadership. Um, Now, whether or not Trump could have been a better leader um, when it came to war, but I do know when it came to other things, um, he was so much better, um, especially when it came to um, not making all these crazy mandates. Uh, well, I gotta take that back. He did make a lot of executive orders, and once he opened that door, then when the Democrats got in, well, they just started doing the same thing. Uh, but even things that were just are terrible for this country with illegal immigrants. I don't want to see nobody to die or to lose their children or to lose their homes. But we cannot have thousands upon thousands of illegal immigrants coming into the country to not just to take jobs from the American people or even ones that was of whatever nationality they are that have been born here in the United States or have uh, done it the correct way by becoming an American citizen. These are things that we must look to uh, in the future. But again, all of this boils down to is leadership within our country, and we need the right leadership to be able to work this issue out with Russia. And again, uh, I don't want to see war, but again, we cannot just show weakness every time that we turn around. I believe that we need to show that we will do the right thing and we will help protect our allies. And when these other countries started to come against God's people, God's country, Israel, we're going to see even worse and more terrible things that is going to start happening across the globe. But again, we just have to wait. We have to see what happens over the next days, weeks, and months. And we just got to hope that our leadership will be able to do the right thing to calm the situation down to where there will be no fighting or anything of that nature. But anyway, this is DJ7 for life as we get ready to end this video. We just wanted to let this out to let you know how serious this issue is with Russia. Again, this is DJ7 for life. We're going to sign out of here. We want to say salute. Shout out to everybody out there that watched the video. And we're going to tell you what, let's just keep an eye on what's going to happen over the next few days. Your boy DJ7 for life is out of here. We're gone.